Oof. Really, that's what comes to mind when the story out of Eastern Idaho, when we tell you about the story out of Eastern Idaho. The sheriff in Bingham County now charged with 2 felonies after an investigation by the Attorney General's office says he threatened a church group with a gun. And that isn't all. Oh, there are several layers to this story, considering what investigators say the sheriff said about what he did, or what he allegedly did, I should say. Guns and racism, but this thing almost has all of it. Andrew Bartline has been following this for us today. And what have we learned from this investigation, Andrew?
Yeah, well, the probable cause affidavit details the sheriff confronting the youth group leader and members of the group. There were 7 of them in the car. It further says the sheriff grabbed the youth group leader by the hair, pulled her out of the car, pointed a gun at the leader and the group. Now, the affidavit says the sheriff mistook their identity. Investigators spoke with several children who were in the car. I said there were 7 of them, and they all recall a very similar series of events. That includes the sheriff grabbing the youth group leader by the car and holding a gun to her head. The kids say they were dropping off Thanksgiving notes, just like this one, on their neighbors' porches, and then they would run away after ringing the doorbell so the recipient couldn't see who left the note. Sheriff Craig Rowland was first elected sheriff back in 2013 and was the president of the Idaho Sheriff Association in 2020. When investigators spoke with Sheriff Rowland about this incident, he said, quote, "I've had drunk Indians down my cul-de-sac. I've had drunk Indians come to my door. I live just off the reservation. We have a lot of reservation people around us who are not good people." Now, the Shoshone-Bannock tribes is the largest in the entire state with over 6,000 members, Brian, and 1,200 of them are in the Fort Hall Indian Reservation in Bingham County. They released this statement this afternoon responding, saying that they asked Rowland to officially step down as the sheriff and offer a public apology to the Fort Hall community. We hope the woman and children involved in this will be able to heal from the traumatic incident. This incident should not have occurred, but proves racism still exists. We need major relationship building between our communities. The Bingham Sheriff's Department tells us Rowland is not on leave. He is in office working today, and the department says they have no one available to speak with us about the incident. They did not respond to the tribe's statement either when we asked. Sheriff Rowland's lawyer did submit a statement to East Idaho News. He says the investigator and the press, us, are taking his comments out of context. And Brian, it's important to note this isn't the first time the sheriff has been in hot water for comments.
I was listening to you read what he said, and even then just kind of went, oh no, that shouldn't. And now, like I said, this isn't the first time he's made comments that make you go, oh, he shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, back in 2016, he said that the state legislature shouldn't have gotten involved in creating a statewide rape kit system because, as he said, many rape accusations are false. Yeah, he insisted that the state police officers and other law enforcement should decide which kits get tested. However, lawmakers went ahead and unanimously approved this new system, and 2 days later, he went back and said he misspoke and recanted his statement.
So he wanted the investigators to kind of be the judge and the jury in cases of rape instead of letting that process play out.
Yeah, not a centralized system. It would be the police officers who would decide which kits get tested.
Okay, so do we know if he is on leave still, or is he back at the job?
So it's kind of a weird situation. So he originally agreed to go on leave when this was under investigation at the county level.
Okay.
When the state came in and took over the investigation, he went back to work. So he's in office working today.
Interesting. All right, well, there's still a little bit left of this to play out because we're obviously not going to be judge and jury in this situation, but boy, there are a lot of layers to this.
Yep.
All right.
I believe there's a court system starts December 22nd.
Okay, looking forward to it. Thanks, Andrew.